Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton and I'm going to cover the back nine of the Summer Major Rookie Division. I got the content out there super fast today and ultimately I'm happy with where I've ended up at a minus 31. I did leave some shots out there, but a minus 16 back nine, a minus 15 front nine on this account is the best that I did. So I'm really excited to share the replays with you. If you're new to the channel or if you watch me and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. It would mean a lot to me. And if you like the content, please take a moment there and hit the thumbs up button. And as you can see, I'm only down to 2 practice tokens. I used a lot of gems this time to get the best shots out there for you. If you would like to support my content and show me some appreciation like you would your favorite bartender, waiter, or waitress, you can always show me some love to my PayPal. That's in the comments section below, the link to my PayPal. Anything is truly, truly helpful and very grateful. Hole number 1, you know what we're doing. We're going to go Berserker. 6 top, 1 bar side spin to the left. We're aiming just to the left-hand side of that bunker, pretty much like we have been this entire tournament on Rookie. Here you go. You're seeing I'm going with some OP and about a quarter of a ball of curl to the left. This is not max OP, so just keep that in mind, as we don't want this ball to go too far and accidentally run into the rough. But here, this is a really, really good position to be. Very short chip in. Again, keep in mind this green has a significant slant from left to right. So make sure when you're taking your wedge shot here, you're doing your full top spin and 2 bars of side spin to the left, and we're offsetting to the left-hand side of the cup. This green really works against us, so we got to make sure we're doing this one 100% correct to get this ball to go into the hole, which we do. I also want to say that on this back nine, I'm going to have multiple ways to play a few different holes. Some shots are going to be very aggressive, but I did take other shots by using practice tokens to help some other players as well. So again, if you want to help me replenish those practice tokens, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. But here we go. Try 0% at minimum. That's what I want you to do on hole number 2. You know, we've been playing this one about minus 5% all tournament. I've been banging in hole-in-ones like crazy. But here, I want you to play at I want you to play at 0% at minimum. 0% minimum distance, same spin, 3 bars of side spin to the right combined with 1 bar of back spin. This wind is 4.1 miles an hour, but you saw that I only pulled it 3.1. This shot right here you're seeing is played minus 5%, but I do need to pull it a little bit more rings, which is why we're taking it down to 0%. So again, try 0%. Now you might be saying, hey, I thought you had a hole-in-one because the scorecard shows a minus 2. I did pick up a hole-in-one, and it was with a great shot. So I do not have it posted. Great shot, bad pull, but it went into the hole. But 0% minimum is where we want to be. Hole number 3 is one of those holes in which I have 2 different ways to play it. So the first one is going to be the layup option. Both shots, I think, give you a really good chance to pick up the albatross. So you just pick whatever's going to suit your play style and what you have in your inventory. 6 top, 1 left, yellow ring right there on the rough line. We make our wind adjustment. We pull back. We're not using any overpower. This is just a normal shot. We do pick up a perfect ball. Little fast forward in here is we don't need to see the ball travel in the air and roll, but we do have the yardage at 381. All right, that's going to leave us for a 0% shot at minimum distance. Here we're going with a rough bump again. I'm not the biggest fan of the rough bump in this wind angle, okay? We already have a narrow patch of rough to play on, and now the sand trap comes into play. So, you know, since we're getting tailwind, we're going to have to pull from a higher elevation to a lower elevation. This shot can be very tricky if you don't know what you're doing here. So you're going to notice here that I do hit a perfect ball. I do clip the rough. And we just burn the right edge of the cup. So we do need to move our landing position over just a little bit. But again, that is going to be a very tricky rough bump. I like this play a lot better, but it's going to cost you a berserker. So, Berserker is a free-to-play ball. You just have to load up on them in the golden shots, especially if you're willing to spend $1 or $2 when we have a really nice golden shot hole-in-one opportunity. Okay, so here you're going to see this is going to be a no elevation shot, right? We're getting really good tailwind. All I have to do is go full top, 2 bars of side spin to the left, and then you'll see I start to move my target over until the ball guide line is no longer touching the rough. If I rewind and I go over here, the ball guide line is in the rough. I move over here, get the ball guide line out of the rough, just to make sure I don't clip it. I go with half a ball of curl to the left, combined with full overpower. We do launch this thing from fairway to fairway, so there's 1 fairway, there's 2 fairways. I think either way you play it, you're not going to come close to clipping the rough unless you hit a really nasty shot. But 423 yards, look at this. It does give us in maximum distance of our thorn to try to get this albatross to drop in. So here you're going to notice that I'm going with some backspin, right? So I'm about 2.5 bars of backspin right here. Ball guide line going to the hole. I make my wind adjustment. I do pull this one at absolute maximum distance of the thorn. Perfect ball. And this one right here kind of stinks that we're actually going to hop over the hole. That's actually pretty surprising considering we're playing with the thorn and we're doing 2.5 bars of backspin. So be mindful of that. We might need to use an extra half a bar of backspin on that shot. Going to be a tricky one for sure, but the albatross is definitely there on either side, really. All right. This will be another hole in which I'm going to show you 2 different ways to play. The first way to play is the way we've been playing it the entire tournament. 3 bars of side spin to the left, combined with somewhere between 2 to 2.5 bars of top spin. Here, we're just going to play with our red ring right there up on the rough line. Ball guide line bouncing over the rough. There's not a whole lot to see here as we're just going to hit a perfect ball. Keep in mind this is the hole that we're playing with our runner or with your Hornet on the rough bump, depending on your club level. But this is, a really good chance to pick up an eagle. The only thing that I don't like here is how high up I got on the fairway. I am high up on the fairway and to the right-hand side. We would like to get a little bit less yards and be more left. That is throwing the angle off here on the rough bump. I do play at 0% at mid. It's definitely still 100% makeable. But you'll see here that to get the ball guide line to pin without using any side spin, because I don't like to use side spin on rough bumps if I can avoid it, I'm playing pretty close here. I'm playing my green ring to the rough. Now that's not a big deal, but we would like the other angle where we can put our entire yellow ring in the rough, and we need to be more left-hand side on the drive to do that. But here I still hit a perfect ball, plenty of rough to work with, just barely miss this one to the left-hand side. So that gives you a good replay there if you're a player with lesser level clubs. But if you're a player who likes to just let it fly, you can do that here, especially with this being a major. So another Berserker. We can get pretty Berserker heavy on these holes in Rookie, which is nice. Look at this. With the Berserker, we can go 6 top, 2 bars of side spin to the left. And kind of judging that, it looks like we might be able to just clear the rough if we can get all of the drive. So I'm going to pull here my elevation, and then you're going to see me turn around, and I'm going to push back up to max. We need all of those yards on the distance. Here I went with almost full OP. What's that, about half a ball of curl to the left. I could have maybe gone full OP, but either way, I hit the rough and I rolled out. We're going to take this all day because that's going to leave us with a wedge to pin. And that wedge shot is going to look just like this. 20% at mid, full top, 1 bar of side spin to the left. Full top, 1 left, 20% at mid. Ball guide line going to the hole just like that. Perfect ball. And we do drop it in there for another nice little eagle. That'll take us on the hole number 5. Hole number 5, we do play this one at 0% at minimum distance. We do bang in another hole-in-one here. Hole number 5 has treated me very, very nicely in this tournament. Half a bar of topspin, yellow ring on the rough. Ball guideline, look at this now. This one's a little bit different. Ball guideline favoring the right-hand side of the cup. In the cup, fully through the pins, favoring right-hand side. This is another very tricky one, okay? We're pulling back into the sand bunker again. We don't like when that happens, but it is what it is. That's the wind angle. That's where it's going to make us play. So for you that fear rough bumps, you're really going to be in for a wild ride on the back 9. But we got to practice these. We got to get good at rough bumps so that we can, compete later on in the game as you move up divisions and you want to be better in one-on-one play. But there's a hole-in-one for you. Tough hole with pulling into that bunker, but we get it. Hole number 6, the game really did hook us up on hole number 6 on the front 9 and the back 9, giving us the same wind angle essentially. This makes us easy. We just put the blue ring on the rough here. We use a Titan ball. Full top. We got the right side spin. We're using about half a ball of OP combined with half a ball of curl. You just have to be careful on this hole that you don't go max OP because you could just put it straight into the water, all right? Especially if you get higher wind. So be very, very careful that, you just go fairway to fairway like that. As long as you get a lot of the ball, you're going to have a 0% shot at max. And yes, I've said it all tournament. If you're playing this hole with a power 4 or a power 5 ball, it is going to give you a good advantage. Here, a couple bars of backspin. You'll see the end of my ball guideline is just beyond the fringe. I say that because I do think that if you take a look at this replay and you rewind it and you take some notes, you may be able to get this one in the hole for an albatross. Now, I come in a little bit fast. We could use some more backspin. But look at that. I mean, we burned the left edge of the hole. So we're darn near right on track to getting that thing to drop for an alba with the big dog, which is always tough. All right, this is another one. I'm going to give you 2 different ways to play. I'm going to go with the aggressive way first. Have a little fun. Another berserker. We're going to be going with full top. A couple bars of side spin to the right. And let's take a look at the landing position because, again, I'm not pulling elevation. I'm just visualizing a set shot. You can also get a lot of berserkers, too, by getting the top 10 in a tournament. Especially if you win, you get 50. All right, so check this out, at least in Tier 3. I don't know what the other tiers get. So if you take a look at the very, very, very end of my ball guideline, I'm pointing it right there at the corner of those rocks. That's where I'm aiming. Full OP. This is a little bit of curl to the right, not a lot. It is full OP. It is a little bit of curl. We hit one fairway. We hit the rough. We roll out. And that's a really nice looking shot there to get us within striking distance for another tough eagle hole. Here, 0% at minimum. 0% at minimum. This is a little tricky because I'm almost in between clubs. So if I just go a little bit back, I'm at my wedge. I was trying to see if I could get a ball guideline to pin. Not happening. So now back to the thorn. I thought about going for the backup shot to where, we go past the cup, but we try to backspin it to the hole. And I figured, I'm just going to go with, 4.8 bars of backspin, 4.7. Let the ball guideline bounce into the hole. There it looks like I might be slightly favoring the left-hand side of the flagstick, and maybe that's what did me in. But, you'll be the judge here. You'll get to see where I miss. And it's really unfortunate, too, because take a look at this thing. I mean, it's so close, man. If somebody just stomped their foot, on the sidelines, that ball might drop in. But there we go. Now, if you got to play it regular, if you don't have the clubs or the balls to do that, no big deal. We got a great looking shot here, too. 3 bars of right side spin. I'm playing with 3 bars of backspin. We might want to just go ahead and just go 3.5. This comes too close to rolling into the rough, especially if you get hit with a higher wind than me. Maybe you get hit with something in the 4s. You could roll into the rough. So we want to just change this to 3.5 bars of backspin because the distance is not important. It's just super important that we just land on the fairway. And my wife is super awesome. She just made me breakfast and she brought it to me too. How cool is that? All right. And then shot number 2 here is going to be played 0% at mid. And this time, you remember, I missed to the left-hand side a few times. So this time I decided to go with full right side spin, 4 back this time. 4 back, 3 bars of right side spin. I even offset slightly to the right-hand side of the cup, which you saw. A little bit too much right side spin, so ultimately that shot wasn't great, but you can tweak with it and try to make some little minor adjustments to get that one to drop. All right, hole number 8, 10% at mid. I do pick up a hole-in-one here. 4.5 mile per hour wind. Of course, that's the highest that we're going to get in rookie with a P1 ball. You'll see here, yellow ring on the rough. Take a look. We're going with a no spin shot. Oh, that's my food. Now my dog is begging for my food. It's a good thing this video is almost done because she's gonna start making noise. You see the adjustment here? If you're counting my rings, I know a lot of people count my rings. That time I pulled with a different landmark than I normally do. So just keep that in mind. That ball is a hole-in-one. We sneak it to the right-hand side. So on this shot, normally I use the orange part of the take shot to count my rings. This time I actually used the top part of the golf ball. Okay, so if you're sitting there looking at that very, very specific detail, I used the golf ball that time to count my rings. Now this is hole number 9. Hole number 9, here we go. This is the final one. Congrats for making it this far, everybody. I hope you're having a killer round. This one's a little specific. I'm putting my orange ring right here on the rough line. I'm leaving room in case I hit a great left, okay? All we need is a Titan ball here. We don't have to spend anything more. A little bit of OP, not a lot, half a ball of curl. Please, if you like the video, please take a moment to hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. And again, if you'd like to support my time and efforts throughout the week, you can always do a donation to my PayPal. That's in the comments section. Or if you'd like to become a member and help support our cause with animal shelters and donations, I do that myself. I take the membership fees and I donate every month for a good cause. You can always become a member, and that's in the description below to the video. I'm going to show you 2 shots to pin. This one is with the long iron backbone, all right? I got a lot of this drive, so I'm using my long iron. Almost 3 bars of backspin, no side spin. I'm going to pause it so we can get super detail here. Let's take a look at the landing spot. Here's the landing spot. Notice I am aiming in the bottom left-hand corner of that dark green square. Bottom left-hand corner, dark green square. We need to move this over just a fraction to the left. And here's why I say that. I make my wind adjustment. Perfect ball. And look at this. Look at this crap. Come on! Oh, look at that. So stinking close. Now this drive, of course, I got less yards, so I'm taking it with my sniper instead. And we're going to use, this is the backspin we want to go with. Not that much. That's too much because we have to push our target up and it makes that bounce way too long. I don't know if you know what I mean when I'm talking about that, but I know, so I'll just show you. We want to reduce the backspin to this. I like the 5 back. I like the ball guideline bounce shorter and then let it roll the pin. I'm using the fringe as my second landing spot. So you see how my second bounces on the fringe, and then I'm rolling to the cup, favoring the left-hand side. I just make a boneheaded great shot here. I think a perfect ball is in. I really do. I think a perfect ball finds the cup, but hey, that's it. I'm going to start working on pro. Maybe a little bit of pro will come out today, but I do have to go to work in about an hour. But pro will definitely be out tomorrow morning as usual. Thanks, everyone.